everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share using Acorn Lane by Simple Stories. It's a beautiful autumn collection. I love the colours, I love the icons, I love all the leaves, I love the acorns, I love the birds. It's all lovely, really lovely. I picked out my favorite paper, which is this plaid color with the dark blue and the dark gold, it matches my son's shirt in the photos that I'm going to use. That's why I was drawn to it. Anyway, I'm trying to think of a design to use on this layout. I do a lot of layouts, so trying to arrange pattern paper in different ways. I always have trying to think of new ideas. I love a circle, so I've used a pair of compasses to draw a circle in the middle of the piece of paper. That means I can save that paper for something else and use it for another layer in the future. Sorry, my screen is flashing. I have a technical problem at the moment that I'm trying to get sorted, but I can't do anything about it now. I've had to cut a bit of video out because the screen flashing was on another level. So anyway, this part seems to be a bit more settled, so sorry about that. Anyway, you can see that I've moved forwards a little bit. So I've got my my circle that I cut out with my compasses. I didn't cut it with my compasses, I drew it with my compasses, cut it out with my scissors. I also drew another circle in the middle and cut that out too. The golden circle you can see is the middle part of the plaid circle turned over. That's the other side. And I felt that it needed a little bit of white on that background. Now, the background is a piece of Colour Vibe cardstock. I love the Colour Vibe papers that you can buy from Simple Stories because first of all, they match the collections beautifully, and secondly, they're the texture and weight of pattern paper rather than cardstock, they have a plain kind of textured side on one side, and on the other side, they have a tone-on-tone dot, which is really lovely, and it's almost always the one that I go for. So I decided to use that as my background, but I felt that it needed some white space around the edge, so I've pulled out another piece of Colour Vibe that's from the Woods collection, but on the other side of the Woods Colour Vibe cardstock there is stripes or grids. So I picked out a white piece with stripes, not stripes, it's like a ledger, I've taken the middle out of that, and I'm going to put my Cornflower, I think it's called Cornflower, cardstock on the background on top of that, and then my whole layout is going onto the blue. So there we go. You can see that I'm kind of and that's where I got that circle from to go under the golden circle, if that makes sense. So that I took it from the middle of that ledger print. So I'm now going to stick the layout together. You can see that I just used a border punch to create a little bit of interest on my edges. I just cut some scallops on the over on the right side and on the left side as well, and I'm just doodling a border around there as well. I've distressed the edges, of course, and I'm going to add that to the ledger border as well. So there we go. It's all kind of coming together. It just felt that sometimes I always love to have pattern paper as my background, and I always really enjoy a dark one because it adds a bit of drama. You know, it's really dramatic look to have a dark background, black background, or a dark background. So I thought I would really love this Cornflower blue background, but it just felt a little bit too dark, mixed with the darker prints that I'd got of the papers as well. So this is just the perfect solution. It solved it completely by putting on a white edge and putting a little bit of white behind that circle in the middle. It just lifted the whole layout completely. So I have to remember these little hints and tips when I'm scrapbooking, because if something doesn't quite work, quite often I find that a little bit of white will absolutely be the answer and lift it, and that way you can incorporate all the patterns that you want to incorporate whilst it not feeling too heavy. The white really does lift it, even if it's a very small amount. As you can see, it's a very small amount on this layout, but it really does work. The white also is really good from the tags as well, and that's why I chose to use those sides of those tags rather than the pattern sides. Those ones on that side have got a pattern tab at the top, but then the bottom part of the tag is just white. And again, that just gives a little bit of white space there. The white space allows all the elements on the page to breathe and to have a bit of, space. So yeah. Right, so now I'm embellishing. So I'm using the floral bits from the Acorn Lane collection, as well as the chipboard, as well as the ephemera bits. And I've added my own title. So I've used Pumpkin Kisses, and those fonts are both from the Acorn Lane sticker book. The pumpkin is one font, and the kisses is like a tile font, both in the sticker book. So that was a really nice way of adding a custom title there. So pumpkin kisses, super cute. I'm building up 2 clusters, one at the very top by the tags, and then one bottom left of the photo. I say I've added in floral bits, and then the little bundle of letters is from the chipboard. And there's a bird, that's from the floral bits as well, I think. And then on my top of the corner of one of my photos, also added another little bird. The birds are really cute. I like them. I'm not a big fan of birds normally, but these ones are quite cute. I don't mind these ones. So I'm just felt that my tags needed something in them. So I pulled out some gold ribbon I had left over from Christmas stash, I think. But the gold was perfect with these colours for Acorn Lane. So I have just put a little bit of ribbon through each one, and then I'm tying them round with some blue twine there, just tying a couple of bows. I didn't want to overcrowd this layout. I kind of regret the bows. I think maybe just knots would have been better in the dark blue. And then on the back one there, I didn't add twine to that one as well. That really would have been overkill. So I've just stapled that one with my little tiny attacher. Coming in with those gorgeous enamel dots. They're not enamel dots at all. What are they? Decorative brads. I love the decorative brads. I just think that they give a different look and a different texture. I almost always reach for them. They've always got such brilliant designs on them, and I always incorporate those. So I've gone for one down the bottom that says Sweet Autumn Vibes, one on the golden tag that's a leaf, and then smaller ones as well. Now just adding some phrase stickers from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet that say Happy Harvest. This is what life is all about, and memories. So just adding those at the bottom of my photos there. Yeah, I'm pretty much, I'm nearly there. I'm pretty much done. I'm just wondering if there's any other little bits and pieces I can add in. I'm feeling like there's not a lot on this layout for me. My clusters aren't very big. I haven't used very many pieces of ephemera, which is unusual for me. Normally I'm, it's covered. Actually, I feel sometimes less is more, and I just need to be aware that I shouldn't overcrowd my layouts, which quite often I do. So therefore, it's good to stop sometimes quit while you're ahead, right? Okay, so I am just adding some splatters of paint. I've gone for a gold paint to go in with the gold ribbon and the very golden tones in this collection. And I'm just splattering that, and it's a lovely, shimmery paint, so therefore it will dry with a lovely shimmer. So there we go. That is my layout complete. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing that one come together. The Acorn Lane collection really is very beautiful. I love it. It's perfect for all my autumn photos, of which I have many. Yeah, great. Thank you very much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Simple Stories using Acorn Lane.